Hi guys, Kevin Newton for Australian Survival Instructors. This is my recreation of Otzi the Iceman's quiver. Some of our subscribers have asked to see some of my gear, and just as Otzi used goat skin for his, I've used goat skin for mine. Unfortunately mine wasn't quite long enough, but what I've done instead is I've just put some dark goat skin on the top as the weather flap, sewn it on with some leather thong. And these two flaps that Otzi uses, in fact it's a great design, because not only does it keep the weather out as a double layer, but when you're hunting you can tuck them in just like that and you've got access to your shafts. Great design. Now one of the shafts I want to show you is this one here. The base is made out of typha. Now as you know, typha grows on every continent. You can find it in most areas there's still water, and this is a foreshaft of hardwood. I've used eucalyptus. The tip is gimpite, and I copied the compound design out of this book called North American Bows, Arrows and Quivers, an illustrated history by Otis Tufton Mason. It's a great resource, I recommend getting it. And what I've done is I've copied one of the shafts from Southern Californian tribe, the Mojave Indians actually, and their compound shaft had a rod of hardwood inserted into the end of the reed, sized with sinew, a head of chalcedony. I haven't used chalcedony, as I said. I've used a nice head of gympite from Gympie in Australia, which is similar to a radiolorite, and we'll get onto that in a sec. Held in place by mesquite gum. The end of the foreshaft is sized with sinew. Now they had a ornamental band of red and a spiral in black. I haven't bothered to do that, but what I do find interesting is this stuff is really easy, really common to find. You get it anywhere. Unfortunately the spine isn't that great. Now I'd probably keep this to a maximum of about 40-pound bow, unless you wanted to extend your hardwood shaft in the foreshaft. And another shaft that's pretty interesting, it excites me. This is a rainforest species that I've been playing around with lately, and the spine is actually a lot better on this, a hell of a lot better. This will suit a bow up to 60 pounds easy, and I've used a fletching called the flu for a bird point. That's the bird point there. I've got a barb on there, and this is also made out of chalcedony, and I've used pine pitch and sinew to seize that together. Now we'll get back onto the radiolorite. This stuff is a radiolorite, one of my favourite rocks to knap with and make points. It's called Mookaite Jasper from Western Australia. Absolutely stunning rock, probably my favourite. And you can see the beautiful patterns. We'll have a close-up later. Beautiful patterns made by the oxides that seep into it once the seas recede, because these are tiny little organisms in the ocean that sink to the bottom over millions of years, compress, and then the colours come through later on. Stunning piece. I've got a few other pieces here to show you. These are my copies of Otzi's knife. This is probably my favourite. This is a chert from the USA. I got sent out here. This is obsidian, and this one here is mahogany obsidian. All beautiful pieces. And while we're showing knives, this is my latest creation, Indian red jasper, hard stone, and a rainforest timber handle. And this is another piece of Otzi's I've recreated. This is his cape or coat. Now I've kept mine a cape because they only speculate whether Otzi's coat had arms or not, so I've just copied his design. The three different coloured skins, just as Otzi had, with the darker bands on the left and right, and this simply just goes around it as a cape should. And I'm quite happy with this piece, one of my favourites.